Good morning, Shabbat shalom. Happy Saturday. Welcome once again to our morning devotions and daily meditations on the Gospel of Matthew. What better way to start the day than having a close fellowship with the Lord Jesus Christ by reading His words. So, nandito po rin tayo sa chapter number 5 of the Gospel of Matthew, the beginning of the teaching ministry of the Lord Jesus Christ from chapter 5 to chapter number 7. As I've said, this could have not been taught by the Lord Jesus Christ in just one sitting and on a one setting. This could have been a compilation of all the greatest teachings of the Lord Jesus Christ. Verse by verse, we could get a lot of principles. Ano po? So, it's really viable or not viable that Jesus Christ had taught this in just one sitting and setting. It could have been taught in some other places. Not only this could be said that this is a sermon on the mountain, but these are just compilation, because verse by verse you could get a lot of principle. And if Jesus Christ taught this in just one sitting and setting, then the disciples could have not grasped all the richness and the teachings, the richness of the teachings and the principles that they could get from tayo nga, we have been in chapter 5 for how many days already, and still we have not really get we could not really exhaust all the teachings and the principles of the words of God. So nandito na po tayo sa chapter number 5, the Gospel of Matthew, verse 38 to verse 42 na. Sabi ko nga, what is happening here is Jesus Christ is building a fence around the law, which is typical amongst Jewish rabbis when they are interpolating or teaching or interpreting the Torah. So, nandito na pa tayo sa verse 38. Jesus Christ is building a fence around the law. Verse 38, you have heard it that it hath been said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. So what is the law that Jesus Christ is protecting here? Is the law of retribution, the law of just compensation, just punishment, and equal punishment to the offender against those that he had done offenses with. So he's quoting Deuteronomy chapter 19 verse 21. If you read the book of Deuteronomy, the law, the second law, prior to the entering the promised land, it is a repetition of the law. So even in Deuteronomy, they have established the cities of refuge in case a Jewish person accidentally kills someone, then he can go to the cities of refuge because of the manslayer. So they're talking about here how they should compensate, on how they should punish the offender with the just punishment. No, we could take this as figurative but not literal, because if a person offends you with an eye, will you take, if your eye was offended, will you take the eye of the other person that offended you, or a tooth for a tooth? So what is happening here is that the just compensation and equal retribution, punishment, the law of retribution, on how the offender should be retributed, or how the offender should be punished. But this is the teaching, or this is the fence that Jesus Christ is building around that law of retribution. But I say unto you that you resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. So again, we go back to the beatitude. If you suffer for righteousness' sake, then happy are ye. The law of retribution tells us if someone offends you, you get back at them with a just compensation that the offense that was made unto you. But Jesus Christ, building the fence around the law, he says here that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. That is Jesus Christ's way of telling that if you were humiliated because you were slapped on your right cheek, no po? So when a Roman soldier slap you on the right cheek, give him to also the other cheek also, because he could not slap it on the with the back palm of his hand, with the back part of his hand. If they slap by the right cheek, you slap by the right cheek, but you turn the other also, and the person or the Roman soldier or the offender would not slap you with the back of his hand. So that is Jesus Christ's way of telling that you rather suffer for righteousness sake. The person that slapped you, though he has humiliated you, give him the other cheek. That means you are turning the table against him. You are humiliating him because he could not slap you with the back part of his hand. And if any man shall sue thee at the law and take thy coat, let him have thy cloak also. So better to suffer. Ano po, you should the meek, we go back to the blessedness, the beatitude teaching. Blessed are the meek, and blessed are the peacemakers. Blessed are you if you suffer for righteousness sake. The law, just because it's protecting the law of retribution. Though someone that's done you wrong, turn the table against them. No, they humiliated you, then you turn the table. They are the ones being humiliated. They sue you at the law. They want to take their coat. Give him the cloak also. Do not ask something. Sabi nga, do not, sabi nga ni Clint Eastwood, go ahead, make my day. If you do something wrong against me, I will pay back. Ano po? But Jesus Christ is teaching otherwise. If you were smitten on the right cheek, give him the left cheek. If they sue you on the law, they want to take your coat, give him your cloak also. And whosoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with him twain. So that is, every Roman soldier would take someone, a Jewish person, to bring his things. Ano po, that is not against the Roman law. For just 1 mile, that is not against the Roman law, but beyond a mile, then it is a transgression of the Roman law. So Jesus Christ tells them, whosoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with him twain. You're turning the table against that person. Give to him that asketh thee, and from him that would borrow of thee, turn not thou away. So from the negative to the positive, if someone asks from you, give to him that asketh thee, and from him that would borrow from thee, turn not thou away. From the negative to the positive, do something good. And do not, do not wait for you to be recompensated for the good things that you have done. So, sa madaling sabi, pag may gumawa sa'yo ng masama, ay you turn the table against them. No po? Do not retaliate. And if someone ask it for thee, then give to one that want to borrow from you. Sa madaling sabi, pag may gumawa sa'yo ng masama, huwag kang maghiganti, at may gusto namang mag take advantage sa iyong kabutihan, ay gawan mo po rin sila ng kabutihan. Dahil tandaan po natin, anumang kabutihan at kasamaan na ginawa sa atin will be recompensated to us by God Himself. Kung anong kabutihan ang ating ginawa sa tao, ito ibabalik sa atin ng hindi ng tao. Mas maganda ang magbalik sa atin ng ating Panginoon. Kung may gumawa naman sa atin ng masama, you turn the table against them. No, huwag tayong magiganti. Bagkus ang Diyos ang siyang bahalang magiganti para sa atin. Ano po? So do not take the law into your own hands. No, the law of retribution, you want to get revenge for the wrongs that you have done, the wrongs that have done unto you. But rather, let God do all the things for our lives, even the things that people that have offended against us. So madaling sabi, mga kapatid, mga kaibigan, sa mga ating madalas na taga-subaybay, ipagpaubaya natin sa ating Panginoon. Patuloy tayong gumawa ng kabutihan at ang Diyos ang siyang magpapala at magbibigay ng biyaya para sa atin. Ano po? So marami pong salamat at nawa ang salita ng Diyos ay naging mapagpala sa atin sa araw na ito at sa buong maghapon na ito. God bless us all.